Princeton Tigers. James Reilly, the honorable mention All-American, who was 61% last year for the Georgetown Hoyas. Reilly 53% on the season. Sandoval just a shade above 50%. Great color matchup out here today, too. You got the orange for the Princeton Tigers, navy blue from head to toe for the Hoyas. Whistle on the opening face-off, and it'll be Princeton possession. And Dave, we expect both teams to shuffle the lineups. Georgetown 0-3, Princeton coming off their first loss.
Yeah, this is a game for the Hoya fans.
McDermott, a lot of time and space, able to step down on that one. The grad student with his third of the season. Second straight face-off violation, so that'll be a storyline. James Reilly, the grad student, he's taken nearly 1,300 career face-offs.
One does.
Back to the face-off X. Once again, Reilly against Sandoval. Reilly had it, but it's jousted away. It looked like Cahal Roberts with the cause turnover. And then Coulter Mackesy gets upended. There's a Georgetown stick broken on the ground. Tigers, though, able to come away with possession in this 1-1 game.
How about the stick work? And the Alex Slusher moving dynamically above goal line extended. He looks a lot more comfortable.
Here comes Lions, clean face-off win, takes it in, and Rackauer turns him aside. Pace Billings on the ground ball, one and done for the Hoyas, but now the Tigers have to clear against this tough ride for the Hoyas.
Yeah.
Georgetown, their staple has been defense. You look at it the past couple. In Minikis, two-time All-Patriot League selection at Colgate. He had 133 points at Colgate. Tucker Dordovic, who we talked about in the broadcast open, had 124 points at
Face-off X we go.
There's guys that surprise you with what they do when they get to the college level. Nicky Solomon, not one of them. 684 career points in high school, the second most all-time.
Almost sounds impossible.
Centennial High School down in Georgia. So the Hoyas had a 1-0 lead, and then the Tigers, Charlotte, with 1 second left. Set up another tremendous game 2 weeks later for the Quakers. That was that 21-20 Princeton overtime victory. A lot of fun lacrosse on this field the past couple of years, Dave.
Yeah, and how about the schedules for both of these teams? We talked about Georgetown 0-3. At Hopkins, the 1-goal loss. Penn, Notre Dame, as they get going in transition. But how about the two scrimmages? Oh, Virginia, Mackesy.
Mackesy opened last season running with the second midfield line. He made his first career start against Georgetown. Didn't have a point on just 2 shots. And then broke out the next 2 games. 6 points against Rutgers, 4 against Penn. And Mackesy, 3 of the Tigers.
Top right corner, that was a beauty.
Stevens, senior from Ontario last year, second team All-Ivy, third team All-American. He's from Ontario. That's a kind of situation with traffic generally pretty comfortable with. Vardaro looking for Slusher, threw it behind number 5, and the Tigers turn it over.
The back of the cage, and as you said, a 1-goal lead back and forth. What a game so far.
Fourth lead change of the contest. Georgetown wins the face-off. Tigers knock it down to the turf. Stevens lets it fly in the first quarter.
For what would be a huge win to get Georgetown going this year.
Face-off 6-4 in favor of the Hoyas. The Tigers sent on the freshman Andrew McMeekin. Whistle, they award possession to Lions. He gets a stick lifted by Roberts, and that'll give the Tigers a chance to get McMeekin off the fields.
We're going to get a flag.
Last week, 8 minutes of penalties, 6 minutes of that non-releasable.
Yeah, that's tough to overcome in a battle like that. And here's Sandoval.
Sandoval passes it off. Flag flies. Slusher finds the back of the net. And they're going to say he stepped in. There's a flag down. And now they'll finally blow the whistle.
I certainly thought he did not step in the crease. They are much closer than I am, but it looked like he was able to tiptoe.
Argument the Georgetown sideline is making. Back to Sandoval for the Tigers, and another face-off win for James Reilly, who's won 8 out of 12 so far today. 8 out of 13, excuse me. On the move, stick side high, save made. That one came in from Bundy.
I think this is the Georgetown a lot of folks have expected to see. But again, their schedule is so hard. It's not easy to get going, and this might be their week.
Mackesy with the early hat trick. He had 8:11 left in the second quarter, and then you haven't made the comparison yet.
I will.
Jake Stevens, one of the most unique midfielders in the country. Second goal of the day. He's also got an assist. Stevens last year, just the second time. And as we look out on the field, Matt Madelon sticking with the plan coming into the season after a great first half by Rackauer for the fourth straight game. It'll be Michael Gianfrancaro, who a couple of years back was the #1 goalie recruit in his recruiting class, #5 overall player. He'll be on to start the second half. Whistle on the face-off. It'll be Stevens carrying in, flipping it off to Mackesy, and the Tigers will settle it down on the attack. Land in the crease, the goal still counts, which makes a whole lot of sense. Second goal today, 5th of the season by the Colgate transfer, who had 133 points for the Raiders. Played with his younger brother up in New York. Tigers win the face-off. It'll be Bath
dangerous.
flipping it back to his netminder right off the bench, Gianfrancaro.
Dangerous to ever pass it to a goalie in the third quarter. All the momentum with the Hoyas.
Hoyas have their largest lead of the day in a game that's featured 4 lead changes. How many times did the Tigers have a chance to tie it up? It felt like it was 7-6 for about 10 minutes. And then Georgetown with a couple of goals in succession by the grad transfer Minikis.
And Bowen.
Big face-off win, and then Cahal Roberts had to go back for the stick. A little bit of an unsettled situation, and a flag flies. This will be a slash against the Tigers.
It's a tough call.
4 shots here in the second half by the Hoyas. 3 goals, 2 by Minikis, 1 by Bundy. Georgetown's second man up tally whistle against Sandoval and the Tigers, so another possession.
Against very tough competition, and what a quality win this would be to get their first in the win column.
They go back to James Reilly on the draw, and Reilly wins another face-off. 13-7 at the draw for the Hoyas. Brian Minikis out of Darien High School in Connecticut, the alma mater of Princeton head coach Matt Madelon.
Georgetown.
Hat trick for McDermott. 3 goals on 5 shots. Hat trick for Dordovic. Hat trick for Minikis. That's 9 of the 12 goals for the Hoyas.
Schedule up so that they have 2 routes to the tournament. The out-of-conference schedule so they can get an at-large, i.e. last year, or success in the Ivy League, which is easier said than done. If they do not come away with a W here, yes, they have a chance against a very good Rutgers Scarlet Knight team next year, but 2 of the biggest wins they all going to start here. Can Tyler Sandoval get Princeton some extra possessions? Can they respond with a little make-it-take-it of their own here in the final quarter?
Lions at it. A couple of cars pile up. Flags fly in as that one trickles towards the far sideline. It was physical last year down in D.C. It's been physical here today, and this is a huge call coming up to start the fourth quarter.
This will be interesting. Again, the refs are able to make judgment calls here. The optics on that, not great when you launch into a player. So they are going to make it non-releasable. That's his second non-releasable penalty in as many games. Obviously, 2 very different penalties. Last week was the illegal stick. This week, though, launching into a player like that, that's going to get called every time and put a team that's down 5 in a very precarious position here.
Georgetown 2 for 2 with the extra man, and they will start. Stevens, we talked about the unique skill set. He's got a hat trick to go along with 4 ground balls and 2 caused turnovers. Scores the goal, and then he'll set up on the near side wing for the face-off.
And another
and then
caused
Trail
turnover.
checks it away. Michael Bath trying to kick it downfield. 17's got a beat on it. Finley, though, is the man who scoops up the ground ball.
And Georgetown, their defense has played so well today. Been so impressed with that unit. And their ability to keep the ball away from Princeton in that third quarter at the faceoff had a lot to do with them pulling away.
Tigers mixed it up with Ginder. Flying in, Jake Stevens was trying to make it a 2-goal game as Slusher's there to back it up.
Fans were ready to names. If they click, how dangerous can they be? And I think we're starting to see just that.
A lot of whistles. Stevens dropped the shoulder, but it'll be Princeton possession. Goal was by the transfer Kelly. The assist, point number 5 on the day for the Colgate transfer. Sandoval was 9 of 23. McMeekin was 0 for 1. Kobe Ginder, number 99 for the Tigers. Now 3 for 3 after that third face-off violation of the half, draws the flag. How about